Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we're just going to do a quick lesson about finding the slope of a line using a graph. So this was, assigned to you guys, and I wanted to just go over how we would answer these questions. I know we do have the answer key, but let's talk about why those are the answers, and let's figure it out together here. So this first one, the goal is to find the slope of this line. So what is the slope? Well, the slope is rise over run. So what must we do to find rise over run? Well, we must find 2 points that are exactly on, the grid perfectly, right? Perfectly aligned with the grid. So this one looks like it is, right? This one's right at 860, and this one's right at 0, 0. So I'm going to use these as my points. Now I'm going to say that slope equals rise over run, which equals what? Well, let's see. The run would have been 8. We're going across by 8. And the rise is 60, right? So it would be 60 over 8. Now, that might be able to be reduced. In fact, it definitely can be reduced for sure. If we reduce that, we're going to get that is 7.5. So if you type into your calculator 60 divided by 8, you will get 7.5 as the answer. So therefore, we know that the hourly rate in this case is 7.5, right? Because for every hour worked, we make another $7.50, which this must be old because that's not a lot of money these days. That's less than half a minimum wage. Anyway, let's move on to number 2. Okay, so here we have earnings versus sales. How many sales we've gotten? Okay, so let's start with here, right? Here we have a solid point, and we also have a solid point right here. So let's go with that. We have M is equal to rise over run. So that means rise is 500, right? Rise is 500 based on this scale, right? Because if two of these is 1,000, then half of that, which is just one, would be 500. And then the run is 5. So it would be 500 over 5, which is going to be 100. So therefore, the slope is 100. Good. Let's go here to number 3 with Bob's motion. So it looks like 2 points are already chosen for us. So we just need to find slope or rise over run. So in this case, rise would be 1, right? So rise is 1 over run, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So therefore, M, the slope, is 1/5. Very good. Now, how about Lars's motion over here? Well, we've got to choose 2 points on this line. So how about this one looks great, and so does this one. So what's our slope or our rise over run? Well, let's see, our rise is 2, and our run is 1. So therefore, our slope would just be 2 here. Oh, and actually, something I should mention, this is sloping downwards. It's going down by 2. So actually, the slope here would be -2. Notice how all these other lines, they slope upwards. This one's the first one that slopes downwards. So therefore, it would have to be -2, right? Because we're going down 2, so our rise is -2 over 1 across, right? So that's how we would know it should be negative. And also just the fact that the line is sloping down. Whenever the line is sloping downwards, that always means we have a negative slope. So if we got a positive slope, it's possible we got the right numerical value, but we just didn't put in the negative to it. So we may have to include a negative there as well if we haven't already. Okay, let's go ahead with this one with the car value, as though car values are linear. But anyway, we have this point here, and we also have this point here. So let's go with those. The rise would be negative, right? We're going down $6,000, so -6,000 over the run, which is 1, 2, just 2. Okay, so that means negative 3,000 is our slope, which means that every year that we own this car, we lose $3,000 of value on the car. Because cars in general, they do tend to lose value over time, unlike houses. Unlike houses. Anywho, let's move on to the next one, which is rocket launch. So here we have our 2 points, and what's our rise and our run? Well, let's see. Our rise is going to go from here up to here, so from 1,500 up to 16 to 1640. So that's going to be 140 for our rise, and that's over run, which run is 4 seconds, so it would be 140 divided by 4, which is, if we plug that in our calculator, that is 35. So that means for every second we go up by 35 meters. So pretty fast, I think anyway. But yeah, that sounds pretty fast. Faster than anyone could run, that's for sure. Okay, well, very good. And there we have it.